Namaskar friends, I am Acharya Kalki Krishnan, known as the father of Logo Shastra. I have helped thousands of companies, organizations, corporates, and institutions to reach the pinnacle of success with the help of Vastu and Logo Shastra. A unique concept of creating not only beautiful but also powerful logos which define success, fame, and prosperity. Today, we are going to study one of India's most respected business houses, the Tata Group. Not from the usual angle of finance, automobiles, or management, but from the angle of Logo Shastra. My question is simple. After Tata changed its visual identity around 1998, did the group's energy also change? Did Tata move from trucks to cars? Did passenger vehicles rise? Did commercial vehicles dominance reduce? Did the reliability perception change? And did Tata's position in the Indian stock market begin to change? Let us examine this carefully. Before the late 1999, when people thought of the Tata Group, they did not first think of premium cars, electric vehicles, stylish SUVs, or urban family cars. They thought of trucks, buses, commercial vehicles, rugged utility vehicles, and taxi-friendly cars. And obviously, Tata Namak and Tata Steel. The old Tata image carried on energy of weight, strength, industry, steel, load-bearing power, and public utility. This was not a delicate brand. This was not a fashion brand. This was not yet a lifestyle mobility brand. It was a Bharat building brand. The old Tata vehicles were known for being strong, rough, practical, and usable in difficult Indian conditions. Many Tata cars and utility vehicles became associated with taxis, government usage, business usage, and heavy duty reliability. In the Logo Shastra language, we can say the old Tata identity and old Tata logo carried more of a certain mass industrial vibration, discipline, weight, machinery, durability, and mass utility. Then came the major transition period. In 1998, Tata launched their new logo, a more global, smooth, curved, and simplified visual expression. And around the same era, Tata's modern identity began to appear with in Logo Shastra. Whenever a brand moves from a heavy grounded identity to a smoother, modern, abstract identity, its market field also changes. Then what happened? Tata presented the Indica, India's first indigenously developed passenger car. This was not just a car launch, it was a symbolic event. For the first time, Tata was not only saying we built trucks for India, Tata was saying we built cars for the Indian families. This was a major energetic shift. A company that was earlier identified with land, labor, transport, and commerce began moving into emotion, aspiration, comfort, style, and personal ownership. The old energy said strength, load, utility, endurance. But the new energy said expansion, mobility, aspiration, consumer connection. This does not mean one is good and the other is bad. It means the brand's perception itself changed. After this transition, Tata's passenger car journey became more serious. The Indica became an important success. Later came models and families such as Indica V2, Indigo, Nano, Taigago, Tigor, Nexon, Ultras, Punch, Harrier, Safari, Curve, and EV models. Today, when young Indian thinks of Tata Motors, many of them think of Nexon, Punch, Harrier, Safari, Tiago, Curve. This itself proves that Tata's brand consciousness moved strongly toward passenger vehicle. Earlier, Tata was mainly a commercial vehicle giant that also made cars. Now Tata became a passenger vehicle force that was also making commercial vehicles. That is a big change. From a Logo Shastra perspective, this suggests that the new identity opened a more consumer-facing field. The logo became simpler, more fluid, more modern, and more adaptable to urban India. Now, let us ask the difficult question. Did Tata's commercial vehicle dominance decline after this period? The answer is yes. In market share terms, Tata's dominance in commercial vehicles reduced over time. Its market share reduced from 70% to 35%. The logo destroyed India's truck dominance. In Logo Shastra, when a symbol becomes smoother and more universal, it can gain reach, but sometimes it can lose the sharpness of category ownership. There is another important point. Old Tata cars and utility vehicles were often seen as rugged and taxi friendly. The taxi image may not sound glamorous, but it is actually a powerful reliability signal. A taxi vehicle must run daily. It must tolerate rough roads. It must be repairable. It must be economical. It must survive abuse. So the old Tata perception had a strong functional reliability aura. But after the new Tata logo, the expectation changed. Customers no longer compare Tata only with rugged taxi vehicles. They started comparing Tata with Hyundai, Maruti Suzuki, Kia, Mahindra, Toyota, MG, and others. Now the question became, how premium is the cabin, how smooth is the software, how good is the service experience, how refined is the engine, how reliable is the electronics, how consistent is the dealership network. Just check in the market. Customers are complaining about Tata, about after sales service, software issues, fit and finish, and quality consistency. The new logo diluted reliability. It applies not only Tata Motors but also to TCS, Tata Steel, and obviously Air India, which is facing all types of issues. Now, did Tata lose its dominance in the Indian share market after the new logo? Tata Group remains one of India's biggest and most respected business groups. But with the new logo, Tata's market identity became more complex. Tata is out of BSE Sensex Index, NSE Nifty 50. Tata's market energy became larger but also more volatile. In Logo Shastra terms, the new identity may have supported expansion and global recognition, but expansion also brings fragmentation. The more directions a brand moves in, the harder it becomes to preserve one single concentrated dominance. Now let us come to the core Logo Shastra reading. A logo is not merely a design, a logo is a yantra of corporate energy. It concentrates on how the public sees the company. It gives direction to attention. It changes the psychological field around the brand. The older Tata identity had a heavier industrial vibration. It supported seriousness, trust, utility, engineering, steel, and transport. The newer Tata identity is cleaner, more open, more abstract, more global, and more fluid. It supports mobility, scale, modernity, and consumer expansion. So what changed? Tata did not become weaker. Tata became wider. But when a brand becomes wider, its old concentrated dominance can decrease in some areas. Passenger cars rose, commercial vehicle share became questionable. Service and reliability perception became doubtful. Stock market identity became more complex. And Tata moved from a national industry symbol to a global diversified brand, part of the crowd. Yes, they became part of the crowd. This is the real Logo Shastra lesson. Now you can see how a simple logo caused Tata's business transformation. Logo Shastra says that the logo reflects and channels the direction of the organization's destiny. So what is my conclusion? After the 1998 identity transition, Tata's energy changed from industrial dominance to consumer expansion. The old Tata was remembered for strength, trucks, taxis, and ruggedity. The new Tata became known for passenger cars, SUVs, EVs, safety, global ambition, and diversified market presence. But with this expansion came new challenges: less concentrated dominance in trucks, more pressure from competitors, more customer expectations, more service-related scrutiny, more stock market complexity. Therefore, the Tata case teaches us one powerful principle of Logo Shastra. When a logo changes, the market does not merely see a new design. It starts receiving a new direction of energy. For Tata, that direction was expansion, but expansion always asks price. The question is not whether Tata became better or worse. The question is, did Tata become different after the logo change? And my answer is yes. Very clearly, yes. And what is the message? Had the Tata Group taken the help of Logo Shastra, they could have reached a more optimum stage. Expansion not at the cost of reliability, not without dominance, but with reliability and with continued dominance. This is Acharya Kalki Krishnan, father of Logo Shastra. Observe logos, observe symbols, observe destiny. Namaskar. And at the last, one alert. I am the creator of the concept of Logo Shastra in India, and it is serving all around the globe. But many so-called astrologers, Vastu consultants are claiming that they have been authorized by us to use the name Logo Shastra and create logos under the umbrella of Logo Shastra. Don't believe them. Don't fall in the trap. No one has been authorized by us to use the words Logo Shastra, and the intricate concept of Logo Shastra is still our preserve. We had not shared this valuable concept. Namaskar again.